I would love to say that I'm like the SNL of current PT or current running politics and whatnot. But the truth is I absolutely am not, because I'm not brave enough to do it.
You're listening to the Active Mom Podcast with host Dr. Carrie Pagliano. I'm a mom, physical therapist, and your go-to guide for staying active with pelvic health issues in pregnancy, postpartum, perimenopause, and beyond. Whether you're a fellow mom, physical therapist, or women's health professional, join me where I'll share expert insights, real-life stories, and the latest research to help you approach running, CrossFit, yoga, Pilates, HIIT, or whatever activity you love with confidence and evidence-informed guidance. Let's start the show. All right, welcome back to the Active Mom Podcast. We have a returning guest, Laura Green. She goes by Laura McGreen on Instagram. She is a physical therapist, a niche runner, mom, comedian, and we're so excited to chat with her after she had her third baby, a little girl. Yeah. Welcome back to the podcast, Laura.
Thank you. It's great to be back.
How is it being a mom of three?
You know, it hasn't truly like affected us that much yet. I think we're about to enter the insanity of like, cause she's crawling, about to walk, and she's not even 10 months. Like she's ready to move. And then I think everything's going to be 10,000 times harder. Up until now, it's been okay. She's just kind of like a happy little potato that sits on the floor.
Oh,
yeah, she's the best. But now she's like in that grunting phase where she's like,
and she wants to go.
Yeah, she wants to go. You're supposed to be a happy potato. This is not a fucking plan.
You forget that. Again, I think it's that amnesia. And you know, fortunately, I didn't go back and have another, but like, you forget about them. Like, okay, after their cute potato and sit there, they're going to want to move and she's going to want to hang with her brothers and all that stuff.
Yes. So, yeah. It's, and so we're already kind of entering that, even just like in the backyard and her just like wanting to eat everything, which normally I'm like okay with, but then I'm like, oh, she has like a huge clod of mud in her mouth. Okay. Like
third kid, she's fine.
Okay. But also we do live in this city. I'm like, it's not like the country dirt, you know?
It's got history.
Yeah. Like a little bit. Like when we're at the playgrounds around here, I love it. Get your mouth on everything, but also, so we'll figure it out. Okay. I think the only thing is logistics, right? Like our house was a circus before she was born. So nothing has changed in the terms of like the energy of the house. Still a circus, but we bike most places. And obviously she's still too little to be put on the back of a bike. So it's just like another logistical challenge, but you know, we're figuring it out.
And the boys are how old now?
6.5 and just turned 4.
Okay, so you're about to head shortly into, if you haven't already, the sports 24/7.
Yeah, we're like a little bit there. We're doing our best to kind of hold back. But yeah, I mean, the problem is also like Connor and I want to be involved. So like I'm the soccer coach and he's the lacrosse coach, which just why not add more to our plate, you know?
I bow down to all the parent coaches. So far, my kids have not done any sports that I did growing up. Like my daughter plays field hockey. I'm like, I don't know what that is.
I don't know. Yeah.
Basketball, I don't play. Like softball, like I'm still just getting the bat right. You know? Yeah. I was like, could you please do a sport that I actually understand and can help with?
I can actually help you with it.
Right, exactly. Oh, it's so fun though. But so a lot has changed since we chatted last. You have gone, like, are you PT anymore? Or are you like full-time comedian now?
Yeah, full-time content creator. It's probably been 2 years.
Yeah, I think.
Although I did renew my license.
Congrats.
Of course. I mean, with the state of the world, at least I know I can go back to the hospital. Maybe.
I don't know. It depends on what state you're in, you know?
when my job inevitably like disappears because tariffs are going to eliminate influencers. So here we are.
Yeah. No. I mean, I feel like it's one of those things that you look back, you couldn't have guessed a couple years ago this shift. Like, what was that like kind of like as just like a human individual? And then how are you sitting here like as a, you know, not necessarily practicing PPT, and they'd be like, okay, I went to PT school, I did all these things, and now this is what I do.
Yeah, it's really fun actually. Like I ran into a classmate of mine just on Newberry Street during Boston Marathon weekend, and I was like,
Mhm.
so this is what I do now.
Oh my
She's still
God.
very much a PT. But it is interesting. I mean, you've probably experienced this where a lot of your fellow classmates have shifted and
Yeah.
pivoted their careers, and I think PT is a beautiful career choice, but it's a challenging one
Yeah.
for longevity,
Yep.
whether it be like physical barriers or just kind of like schedule barriers. I think working in healthcare, like we saw this during the pandemic, you can't work from home.
Right.
So there's kind of like the way that people in tech may have just been able to like shift their lives around and kind of
Yep.
accommodate having kids. It's really hard to be in healthcare and to like go into the place and use your body all day and come
Yeah.
home and kind of compartmentalize all the things that may happen at work.
Yeah.
I've worked in acute care for so long, you know, it's trauma, you know, day
Yeah.
after day of like kind of like processing other people's trauma and like disassociating yourself from it. And I'm very good at it. And I found that it's a skill that I've brought into my everyday life as well. But yeah, it's interesting kind of like seeing where my classmates have ended up and
Right.
what they're doing now or what they'll do in the future. So it's not that outrageous, but it is because of what I'm doing now. Like it doesn't have any
Well,
correlation to what I was doing before.
yeah, but again, like if I had a choice to go do acute care, which I would never do, like anybody plugged into the wall, I'm sorry, I am not your girl. Like I just don't know anymore. That's too long
No
ago.
machines for you?
No, 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 no. If there's a plug involved, no, I'm out. Or you get to hang out with Courtney DeWalter and the Roche family and Allie on the Run, like, and that's your day job, and you go get to hang out with your running friends. Like, come on,
I know. I think
that's
I know
like
what
our
you're
dream
doing.
job.
Yeah, I know. It's such a dream. It's been so much fun. I mean, I think that's why, but like much more than like the fun of it, it's so flexible. And
Yeah,
I think most of the people listening are probably parents, right?
yeah,
Or parent adjacent. And they understand like how necessary flexibility has to be
yeah.
and how just like invaluable it is. When I made the shift, that was the leading. I knew that I
Right.
could break even in terms of like I could make as much as I was making as a PT,
Mm,
but this was going to allow me, oh my gosh, the freedom of like, hey, kid gets sick, like I can stay
right.
home. If there's a
Yep.
school vacation or a snow day, I'm home. I'm the kind
Yep.
of the primary parent who will just be home. There's no more, I mean, there are occasionally, but for the most part, there's no like stare off between me and my husband to be like, okay,
Right.
whose job's more important today? You know?
You're like default.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of am the less important one, but
Yeah.
because I can. So
Right.
nothing is like usually so pressing that I need to
Yeah.
be at work. And so, yeah, that's unbelievable. And even the day to day, when they are all in daycare or at
Hmm.
school, I'm home and I can prep a full dinner, then go pick them up. So when they get
Hmm.
home, it's on the table. Like my friends work in offices
Yeah.
or you know they have these big jobs and they're gone until 5:30 and that's like especially when there's two working parents like
Yep.
yeah, I feel so lucky to be able to
Yeah.
do that, and it just takes one less thing, like grocery shopping in the middle of the day, doing loads of laundry
I
in the middle of the day. These
know.
things don't have to wait till the weekend, so our weekends
Yep.
are a little bit less chaotic. So,
Yeah.
I don't take any of that for granted. I think that that's, like, by far and away the biggest pro of my
Yeah.
job. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think
Second is
it's
hanging out with Courtney DeWalter.
come on.
Laundry, Courtney.
It's right up there.
Right up there.
Um, Jeez. No, but like, I mean, honestly, dinner is the worst decision that I have to make each day.
Every day.
And
And
two
then you
middle
gotta feed them
schoolers,
every day.
two middle schoolers are home by 3 and they're
Mhm.
starving already. So if I don't
Already.
get
Mhm.
like food on the table, no joke, by 4:30, they're gonna have a whole meal of like shitty snacks.
Yeah.
And then, if I made a meal and spend an hour making it, then they're not gonna eat it because they're already filled up on like Jesus,
I
why did I
know.
make that? No,
Yep.
same thing. Same thing. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
But here's the thing too that I think a lot of moms with the flexibility run into, and tell me if this happens with you too, is like as a default parent, you have planned for that day. Like let's say you've got a bunch of skits planned out or things that you need to do, and then there's an inevitable snow day, the inevitable, you know, full winter sickness where they've been coughing for like 3 to 4 weeks, like, and
Yeah.
you got to get this shit done. So like, I mean, how do you, I would also think too that you've got to be in a certain headspace to create some of the, not only to plan it out, but to, you know, create it. So how do
Yeah.
you do that and navigate the inevitable like carpet bombing of random things from your family?
Totally. Yeah, I think that for me, the only priority I have are paid ads,
Hmm.
and I do my best to just get them done. So
Yeah.
they usually give you like a 2 week span of being like, okay, can you have it to us by this date? And if
Hmm.
I have an open day, I'm like, get this done. And
Ah,
everything else is filler content. It's really just to keep the algorithm fed and also just make people make like I don't want it all to be all ads. Like I want it to
yeah.
be obviously real content too. But if I miss 5 days, that's all good.
Right.
Like
No one cares. Yeah.
nobody cares. No one will even notice, to be
Yeah.
honest. The only thing that's annoying is that Instagram punishes you. So then you have to
Mm,
like crawl your way out of it. But that's okay. If that
yeah.
happens, it's all good. And like I try and do that too, like on vacation, like truly take vacation and not be posting, 2 or 3 times a week just to keep it
Hmm.
fed. Like just enjoy your freaking trip and just, you know, pretend it doesn't exist. So yeah, I just do my best with the paid stuff, which I do try and keep to a minimum. I try and keep it under 3 paid ads a month.
Hmm.
So if you really think about it, that's like not that much work. The problem is that behind each paid ad, there's 4 Zoom calls, there's
Right.
8,000 emails of like script approvals and edits and whatever.
Yeah.
So there's all the behind the scenes stuff. But if I nail it, then it's like
Yeah.
not
There's a
that
lot
big
of
of a deal.
motivation. Yeah. There's a lot
Yeah.
of motivation to nail it. Yeah.
Yes.
I could see that. When
Yeah.
you've done a couple posts, you did some when you were in pregnant this last time around and a little bit in postpartum, and you just did this lovely. It was like chef's kiss on hitting all these myths surrounding. I'm gonna go back to run after having my baby, and it just so it was there was no words. It was just spot on as only a mother of three could say. Like where does that inspiration come from? Or you're just like, that's an easy one.
So easy. That one I probably wrote in like half an hour, filmed it, put it up. Yeah. I mean, I think it's just I consume so much content. I'm as much as I'm
Hmm.
creating, I'm consuming. And when I see the narrative online to be kind of opposite of what I'm living, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, well, maybe there are people out there that are like me that are also consuming all of this content and thinking that they're behind or they're different or there's something wrong with them. Like
Right.
this should be easier. I mean, third time around, it is what it is. Like
Right.
I know exactly how this is going to go, and it's going to
Hmm.
have its ups and downs and its twists and surprises that I
Yeah.
didn't expect. But for the most part, I know that it takes me personally 12 to 18 months to like even remotely return to who I was
Yeah.
before. And but I remember that first baby, and I remember it feeling like an eternity and
Yep.
also feeling like there's something wrong with me because everyone seems to be kind of bouncing back.
Right.
So when I make those videos, I'm not really making them for the third time moms. I'm making them for the first time moms or the pregnant moms who are just like
Yeah.
may have some really ambitious expectations, which are lovely. And
Hmm.
I don't want to take those from you. I hope that you achieve them, but also maybe just give
Hmm.
yourself a little grace. And so if it can just be said out loud and
Yes.
you hear it and you're just
Yep.
like, okay, all right.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
I think to be said, it's kind of like, thing if you heard something from your parent or heard the same thing from your friend, you're going to listen to your friend, right? And so the same thing like this, if you hear it from a medical professional or a pelvic floor PT versus somebody that they view as like, a sisterly figure or something like that, it's the same words. It hits different in that way that again, I hope they listen, like say it a million times. I don't really care where it comes from. It's just got to hit.
Yeah.
But I so appreciate that you took the time to do a nod, because so many of us, like, this is our day in and day out, and the people that we work with, and we're like, please, can we just point you to something and someone that you will listen to?
Yeah, I hope that it does. I mean, personally, I think that nothing that anyone can say really changes the way you think. You have to live it. So
Yes, I
like,
agree. I agree.
I think that like, I think the people that resonates with the most are the people who are already 18 months postpartum. They've
Mhm.
come out the other side, or they're 2 years postpartum, you know, and they've
Yeah.
come out the other side and they're like, oh yeah, she's right. Like, yeah,
Right.
right. That was really hard. Where it's like, even if you're 6 months postpartum and you're in the thick of it, you still don't really want to hear that it's going to take another
Right.
year, because
Right.
that's terrible. Like, and I'm not saying it's all bad. It's just like, it takes a while to kind of,
Yep.
yeah. So,
And you're in, like, I think, a much more mentally vulnerable
yeah.
space. And so, I mean, yeah, I also think, it's so much easier to look in the rear view and kind of look at yourself and be like, huh, that's interesting. I made that choice, or I did this, or I did that. And if you have a couple of kids, you kind of get a chance to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that first time around, I don't know, we feel like, I've said this to a ton of moms. I'm like, there's something inherently in us that we feel like we need to prove something that first time around. And I don't know why, and I don't know how. And by the second time, we're just like, fuck it. Like,
Nothing to prove. I got nothing to prove to
and
no
third,
one.
you're just gonna have to tell me how that one played out. But like,
Yeah.
my patients that have their stuff together the best are the moms that have like 4, 5, 6 kids. And they're the ones that are in here 2, 3 weeks postpartum. They're hitting that 6-week mark, and we're like, they are putting that time aside, because they're like, the kids will be fine. They'll be fine. It's all good. I need to take care of me so no one else dies. And I was like, wow, why does it take 4, 5, 6 kids to figure that out? Why can we like get that boost a little sooner?
I know. I don't know what it is, but yeah, we are all out here trying to prove something. I also, when people are like, what would you recommend in terms of strollers or like stuff that you need? That's another one that like people are always asking me about running strollers. And I was like, you're probably not going to run with your kid, but you got to like make that choice. You have to live it, right? So you have to buy that $500 stroller, and then you have to not run with it to learn that you're not going to run with it. Like, I can't tell you you're not going to run with it.
So,
and there's the rare occasion where someone's like, I can only stroller run.
Right.
If that's the only way you can get your run in, I'm all for it.
Fine. Yeah.
But if it's my preference of like taking a kid or going by myself, I'm always going to go by myself.
Yeah. No.
So it's just stuff like that where I'm like, listen, someone told me I wasn't going to run with a stroller. I still got a running stroller. So I have 2 strollers. Like, of course. I
think it was all said and done, we had 5, but no, our first jog stroller we got as
You had 5?
Yes, not jog strollers, but like 5 total types of strollers, because you need them for all different things. Like so yes, no, walk through this with me and you will understand. Okay, so we had the Snap and Go, right?
What the hell is that?
Oh, Jesus, girl. Am I that old? No, the bucket one, the Graco bucket one that you snap in the, like, it's a frame, and then you can take the car seat out, and it just folds up. So it's the one that the car seat goes in. Okay. So that's 1. 2, you can have a single jog stroller, and then you have more kids. You have the double jog stroller. Then you have the, oh, honey, we're there. But like, no. But I didn't run with it. That's for like festivals and crap. That's like the Cadillac you drive around the neighborhood to the park. Then you have the cheap umbrella stroller that if it gets broke on the plane or you lose it, like, it really doesn't matter. And then you have kind of like the nice umbrella stroller, like the McLaren or something like
Those
that.
Those last 2 ones you don't need. Also, you might be outdating yourself, because now strollers do all of those things, like one stroller. So like my stroller like starts as the car seat one. And then you put the next seat in, and then I can put 2 kids in it. But there's no like, I don't have to buy another stroller. I just kind of add attachments and like.
But here's the thing, and this is so like, what if you check one at the airport and they bend the crap out of it? Then you're out your $500 stroller. I'm only out my $75 one. And here's the other thing too. I had a client the other day. I kid you not. She's almost a 1-year-old. and I didn't know this existed, is she bought one of those like 3-in-1 car seats. And she's
So
like,
like the
and
Duna or something that goes.
no, it doesn't. It's one of those like Graco 3-in-1 that like it goes from a like an infant up to a toddler. Like it's big.
Oh, yeah.
And but it doesn't go into a stroller. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And so she bought this because they sold it as like, hey, you only have to buy one car seat. It doesn't go in a stroller. And she's like, her baby's one and her baby's never been in a stroller. And I was like, huh? And I literally made her walk me out to her car to look at this thing. And I was like, oh no, like she didn't have a stroller. And I was like, how did a 1-year-old not have a stroller? Like,
wow, that's fascinating. So I lived in Alaska. I used to be a travel PT. Like,
you lived in Alaska?
Yeah, after college.
Where?
Homer.
Jesus, that's middle of nowhere.
No, it's like 2 hours, 3 hours south of Anchorage, right?
Yeah, I know, but no, I've been there.
But in the summer, there's like 5,000 people. I mean, it was perfect.
I had family that lived in Palmer, so yeah, no.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Very
no
like
strollers?
artsy music scene in the summer. I loved it. Anywho, I worked with this PT who had like a 7-year-old, and we went on this hike. All the physical therapists at the hospital.
Yeah.
A boat out to the state park, whatever, did this hike. And it was a solid, probably 5-mile hike and straight up. So like the first 2.5 miles straight up, we went to this ridge line and came back down. And her son had no problem. He was 7, didn't complain once, barely asked for a snack. And even as a 25-year-old, I noticed that. I was like, I'm pretty sure, like, I'm not sure what's normal, but I'm pretty sure that like most kids wouldn't do this without complaining a little bit. Because we were out there for like 3 hours, 4 hours. And she said, I never owned a stroller. And I was like, oh, she's like, yep, I just never owned a stroller. When he turned 1, he started to walk and he walked everywhere. He wasn't going to sit in a stroller. I wasn't going to allow it. And I was like, and she was so hardy Alaskan, like grew up in the bush. Like,
no, I get that.
And I was like, I love this. I know that I won't be strong enough to do this when I'm a parent, but I loved the concept.
That's amazing. My follow-up question to that is, has she ever taken a kid to Disney?
Oh, I doubt it. Why would she go to Disney? She's in Alaska.
Have you done the Disney thing with your kids yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me that is not like Disney California or Disney Florida, because that does make a difference. Okay, so Florida in June with 2 kids. I think my daughter was 5, my son was 7. We not only brought a stroller, but we rented one too, because humidity, summer, Florida, Disney. Yeah. I ain't carrying those kids.
You went in June. I went in February.
I was down there for a conference. My husband brought the kids down afterwards. We just happened to be there. So no, it wasn't my choice either. Like I actually don't care for Disney. I think it's I think it's gross. I think it's too many gross children.
I was there for work and same thing. Connor brought the kids and we went for.
Did you stroller?
3 days. Yeah. We strollered for one of the days.
Okay.
My oldest Energizer buddy has never needed an assisted device. The other one, he's a little bit more of our couch potato. So I think the younger one got, and then I was pregnant and I made the comment to Connor, I go, it's a shame that this is Lennon's only time that she'll ever go to Disney World because she's not actually enjoying it. Yeah. Maybe we'll go in like 10 years, but no, that was good for us for now.
It's third circle of hell for me. But no, like going places in pregnancy, my oldest, he went to some really cool places when I was pregnant with him. I think we did zip lining in Costa Rica. We did went out to Vegas for a couple of nights. He went to Disney. I didn't really get on anything, but no, he had a much better life in utero. Yeah, no, but like one last stroller story though. We got our first, because there's so much to talk about. We got our first jog stroller as a hand-me-down from my husband's cousin, and they lived in New York City and had a place out in the Hamptons, and they had a Bob with the fixed front wheel. They could not figure out how to fold it up, so they made 2 trips. One to bring the baby back, I kid you not, the other to bring the stroller back because they couldn't figure out how to fold it. And they're like, we can't figure out how to fold it. Do you want it? I'm like, yeah. So that was the very first jog stroller we had. And then I kept that right up until, because we used it to commute to take my daughter to pre-K. We kept that thing for a long time. So yeah, I make good use of all 5 of them.
I hope not anymore.
No, they're all gone.
I hope your
yeah, they're all gone.
graders
I was like, wait, are they all gone? Yeah, no, the
jumping
only
in
the only thing we still have, we have the recliner, because it's actually a really comfortable chair. Got rid of everything else, but no, we still have the recliner. But I opted to get rid of it. My husband's like, no, it's a comfy chair. So I'm like, whatever, I don't care. So anyway, now that we've gone through all the equipment,
Yes.
so for you, like thinking about kind of getting back to running and all that fun stuff now, like, how do you navigate that with, okay, you've got this content creation stuff now that you're trying to navigate. You got 3 kids. Like, how does that sort of fit in? Also knowing that you're like, hey, I don't need to bounce back. I'm going to get there. You did a lot of strength training in pregnancy this time around, so that was a little bit different. So like, kind of where are you at as far as that process goes?
Yeah. So just, I hate the term listen to your body, but like, that's kind of how I've been just like navigating it in terms of just when I start my run, what do I feel like doing? There's no plan. I'm certainly not at the spot yet where I feel comfortable doing thresholds or interval work. Like, I just feel like that will be, my Achilles has always been like a little sensitive. So I always get really nervous to like restart that stuff. But from like, so I had her in July. Since October, I've been doing Pilates extensively. Like in January, February, I was going like 4 times a week to reformer classes. And then just this month, I was kind of just like, I was lifting at home. But we only have dumbbells at home. I don't have a barbell. And like, we have 25s and we have 35s. And then I have like a 15. And so the 35s were definitely good. Like, I don't need more than a 35 dumbbell, but like, I just was craving the balance of a barbell. Like, there's just something so different about that. And it felt safer, just for like loading. And so, but I was waiting until my body felt like it could handle going back to CrossFit. And it wasn't until this month, but I am so happy to be back. Yeah, it just feels so good. There's also a big shift for me at 9-10 months. Every baby, 3 for 3. It's been like, I wake up one morning and my body's like, it's taking its next big step forward. My runs, I feel so much better. I feel strong. It's interesting because my body's like, I'm still carrying about 15, 20 pounds of extra weight that just won't go away. And so when I'm running, I still feel that, but the last month I've felt like strong, like even like with the way that my body is propelling forward, I'm like, oh, there is such a good, strong base here. So that's been really exciting. And just like getting back to CrossFit, I have absolutely no mileage goals every week.
That's awesome.
I try and run to and from CrossFit. So that's baked in 3 to 4 miles. And then, it's just kind of like, I did 7 miles yesterday and 6 today. That's the biggest back-to-back days I've pretty much had. Awesome. Like, those are just like solid 45 to 60 minute runs, where usually after a 7 miler, I kind of have to do like a 3 miler the next day because my body feels banged up. But the fact that it doesn't feel banged up, it's just recovering is such a big step forward for me. So I think it's just kind of like, I have absolutely no races. People have been DMing me about races.
Really?
Like, races. I just don't care. I want to race.
I was thinking that because you're hanging out with like the Feed and Courtney DeWalter, that you're going to pull a Des Linden and like shift to trail. And I was like, I'm waiting for that. Like,
I'm going to be on the trails this summer, but there's no real race on the docket. We're doing a big family trip. we're going to Italy. So that's why I'm going to be on the
Wow.
trail so much. We'll be in the Dolomites the whole time. So
Oh, that's amazing.
yeah, crazy, crazy, crazy. So excited. Blew my entire savings account, but I
That's okay.
you know, it's been on my wish list for years. And so we're doing it.
That's amazing.
Yeah. The last time I was there, I was 7 or 8 months pregnant with my first. So I never really got to run in the trails.
Wow.
So I certainly didn't run in the trails. We barely hiked in the trails. So I'm excited to get out there.
It'll be a little bit of a difference. Oh, that'll be awesome.
Yeah. So I'm trying to run more trail because I'm going to get my butt kicked when I'm out there. But yeah, it's just kind of day to day. And I don't stress about it at all.
Yeah. You mentioned some of the questions that people kind of send you. Like, do people look at you and they're like, hey, she's a runner. She knows running. Can you answer my medical question about?
They don't, luckily. And I'm also
that's good.
Like every once in a while, but not too much. And also I'm at the point where I'm so far removed from PT that nobody knows I'm a PT.
Okay, so we'll bleep out everything that you just said earlier, that Laura knows nothing.
I really don't. So like I was outpatient for maybe one rotation of my travel job. Like,
that's actually,
I didn't do much outpatient. I know the basics of running injuries mostly because I've just lived them.
Right.
But I wouldn't say that I'm the person that you message. And it's so funny when my neighbor just asked me a question yesterday and I was like, I don't know. Ice it, you know? It's like,
but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right.
It's good to know when to say you don't know. It's good. It's humbling, but yeah, it's good that people in a way, sometimes I'm like, guys, I'm a PT. Like I do actually kind of know what I'm talking about, but then I'm like, no, don't, just stop. And then you don't want people DMing you, asking you medical questions. So just
no, you don't want that. No, I'm in the space where you might get somebody that like sends you a picture and I'm like, no. Don't send, like, I don't want to, I cannot diagnose your prolapse this way, nor am I your medical provider.
DM.
No, it happens. It happens. Really? And it comes from a very, and I try to answer from a very like understanding place where I'm like, clearly, if you're at the end of your rope because you're DMing your picture and you don't know me from Adam, and clearly somebody is not acknowledging you. So let me help you find somebody in your area. But no, I'm not opening that. No, I'm not diagnosing
Yes.
So,
sometimes do not people take that send me videos or photos, and you have to like click on them, and I'm always like, you hold your breath for a second.
You're like, no, I don't need that. I don't need that. All right, so let's talk about some of these skits, because I think initially, if somebody's introduced to you, like you've got some nice, big, broad ones that I think a lot of people can relate to. And then there's these hyper niche ones that like at first you're like, what is she talking about? And then once you kind of want to know, you want on the inside joke. And then when you realize what it's about, you're like, that is brilliant. And then you have things that come out, and then people are like, where's the Laura Green skit on this?
Right. There are some times where people send me like videos or like Sidious reports, and they're like, this is a skit. Yes. Which are very clever. But there are some topics too that I kind of veer away from. I'm like, best we don't. Like I would love to say that I'm like the SNL of current PT or current running politics and whatnot. But the truth is I absolutely am not, because I'm not brave enough to do it. There are some things I just won't. I just don't feel like fighting with people,
Yeah. Well, so how do you decide? Let's go back to kind of the hyper niche stuff. Like, how do you decide when is a good time where you're like, okay, there's going to be not as many people that get this, but damn, is it good? Like, how do you make that decision? And then is it just the idea, the inspiration comes, and what happens with that?
Yeah. I mean, usually those skits write themselves, right? Yeah. Like, a good example is when Spring Energy, it was revealed that they didn't have nearly as many carbs in their gels as they claimed. And these athletes were all bonking on their gels and they didn't know why. And that in itself wasn't much of a story to me, but then different online characters and coaches started putting their 2 cents in, and I was like, okay, well, now this has turned into something. This has turned into something that I can easily make fun of. And it was super niche. If you didn't know what was going on, you were probably like,
what the hell, right?
What is this? And
right.
honestly, I know right off the bat, those are not going to get the most views, and I don't care. Like, because I know that the people who get them enjoy them the most.
Yes.
And also, like you said, people want to be in on the jokes, so they'll start Googling things.
Yes.
And I really love that. I think that's really cute. And they just like want in, you know, like, what is she talking about? And so, yeah, I love
it. It's very, you know what, though, I feel like it's one of those things that like also invites you to be a part of the sport. And I think because of, you know, skits like that, or, you know, listening to Des and Kara talk about certain personalities and things like that, like you want to know, you want to get in on the conversation. You want to know who they're talking about. And I think it's great for the sport of running to just like, who are these people? Like, what is going on with that?
I
like,
know.
why is she acting like that with Nike? Why is she acting like that with Brooks? Like, where's that personality coming from? I love it.
I mean, I do think about it though in the other way where people, I don't want anyone to feel like it's being exclusive, because it's just assuming that people understand what I'm talking about. So like, I do think about that sometimes, just in terms of like, okay, is there like an article I can point people to like help them understand this more, not in like a condescending way, but in just like an inviting way.
Background,
here's a little bit more background info, because I don't want to lose people either, especially if they're like newbie runners and they're like, okay, I don't you know, keep scrolling. I do, because my goal is to kind of like shorten the gap, lessen the gap between the newbie runner and the pro. And so if I can do that in any way through humor, then that's what I'm going to try and do. Absolutely. I don't know. Can't please everyone. So
no, that's true. What's your favorite skit that you've done? I don't know, last year or two. Like, is there one that sticks in your mind that it was so perfect and like easy to come off and like great to like, it was easy to create.
Perfect skit, that's for sure. The ones that people are like, wow, how long did this take you to write? They usually took me the least amount of time to write, if that makes sense. Like the brand ones take me like 5 minutes to write, because the jokes have been sitting in the back of my brain for months.
That's what I wondered. You got to play.
And I've just been waiting. So like one of my favorite ones that I laugh at still is the funeral for Bowerman Track Club. It's very niche. It's got people in it. There's brands, like I had Lululemon in it, but like very clearly I'm dressed up like Colleen Quigley. Like there's just like little bits in that one that I'm like, you really kind of have to just know the players to understand what I'm even talking about. But yeah, let me think if there's any other good ones that I can think of that I do love those. I think that the brand ones, because they're just so easy to make fun of. Like, I'm not here to make fun of people specifically, but I will gladly make fun of a brand. These are multi-million-dollar companies that
they can handle it.
I'm not even on most of their radar. They don't care. They're like, whatever. And if any way I can kind of bring up the underdogs or the little brands and like give them airtime, they're always so excited to be included, which is so cute.
Like, she said my name. I mean, how big is the costume closet at this point? Let's be honest.
It's not too bad. I try and keep it pretty minimal. The easiest way to do it is to have like a coat and a hat. And so when I did this huge clean out a couple months ago, I just made sure I kept a hat from most brands. And I'm like, whatever. Like the last brand video I did, I put it out last week. I'm not even in brand clothing from each one. I was like, whatever. I'm not going to dig through my closet for an Adidas something, whatever. And I just put on like a no-name t-shirt and just wrote Adidas. Like, and no one blinked an eye at it. Because that's the part that usually takes forever, is like me locating this stuff, because it's in like big drawer underneath my bed,
Right.
and then changing, and then like changing my hair throughout. It's so silly. It's so silly. And then I have a big mess at the end. My bedroom is usually like a pile of clothes, and I'm like, I don't feel like dealing with this.
You need a she shed with it's all like organized and like
That's
it's
the
all set up for
dream.
you. Yeah.
That's the dream. A
You
nice
didn't
little
get that for
clothing
Mother's
rack.
Day?
Yeah. But I mean, we live in a pretty small spot.
Yeah.
It's about, 1,200 square feet. And so there's
Yeah.
no room for
Yeah.
excess of any kind. So
Yeah.
I'm constantly cleaning things out, giving things away. And when brands, I mean, people probably die when they hear me say this, because who wouldn't love to get free stuff? But I say no to almost everything. I say
Yeah.
no to everything. If I know I'm not going to run in that shoe, thank you, but no thank you.
Yeah.
If they're going to be like, okay, we're going to send you some apparel too, and I'm like, one shirt, one pair of shorts, that's it. Like
Yeah.
I just can't take out any more stuff. And I also just don't want to add to the pile of clothing,
Well, I think there's
it's
also
just too much.
like added responsibility, expectation that you do something for them.
Mhm.
Like I'm sure they're like, here, have this free stuff. And with the expectation, maybe not clearly delineated, but like that you should do something with it, which I
Right.
think would add to your like enormous list of stuff.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, totally.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'd be
But-
fine with that too. All right, let's
Yeah.
talk about collabs. We were all super excited during Boston Marathon to see you and Erin Azar together. That was, love you two both.
Yes, she's the best.
Isn't she though?
Yes.
We talked to her a couple years ago. I'm like, you were so funny. Like,
Oh, she's so funny. She's self-deprecating. She's a really good one. I met her a couple of years ago, like early on, and she's one of my favorite people to cold FaceTime throughout the day, because I know she's doing what I'm doing, which is like shitting around, editing things on Zoom calls with
freaking
brands.
cornfield.
Yeah, she's in a cornfield somewhere. So probably once out of every 5 times she picks up, but she'll do it back to me. Yeah, she's just like a really good one to befriend, because she's also really obviously successful in what she's done in the community that she's built.
Yeah.
And I love talking to her about specific brands. Like we have this list of brands never to work with, like they were nightmares to work with, or there are specific people within the industry to avoid. And it's really valuable to have friends
I
like
would
that.
imagine, especially if you're still kind of finding your way, or it's a new experience or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
And I even we were cheering on the Boston course, and we were standing there probably for like an hour or two. And I mentioned something to her of like kind of feeling like being in a creative rut, and also trying to figure out what I want to do next. What do I want to do with all of this? What do I like? Am I like, and starting to play the comparison game of like the new creators on the scene. And she's just like, yeah, I mean, sometimes I get in creative ruts, but she's like, what are you talking about? Like, cause I'm like, Erin, this could all disappear tomorrow. And she's like, Laura, you're not going to become irrelevant. Like, stop. I'm like, I'm already irrelevant. She's like, stop. Like, she's just really good, because she's just like, you're fine. Like, you'll be fine. Everything's fine. And
oh my gosh,
she's like, if you want to stop for a little while and restart again, you can do that too. I mean, she's wonderful.
Isn't it amazing that like this stuff ends up feeling like so critical, and then you kind of step back and you're just like, wow, this really doesn't mean anything.
Nothing means anything.
Like no one cares.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, little perspective every once in a while. Like your kids really don't care what brands.
Yeah, she's great.
They don't care. It's all good. Who's some collaborations, like who's your dream person to collaborate with? Because you've known, and you know a lot of people, and I have run into a lot of people, like Amy the Punisher, who knows you. And
yeah, she's been a good friend of mine since college, though.
I know. I was like, how do you people
20
all
years.
know I know. And I'm like, how do you people all know each other? And now I'm like, I feel cool because I know the clique now. But like I'm like clique adjacent. Who's on your list of like, wow, if I could do a collab with them, or whether it's a person or a brand or something like that, who would that be?
Oh, that's a good one. I mean, in terms of brands, like Delta, let's go big dog. Like I
Well,
want to
that's
be
right.
playing.
You're gonna be a travel blogger and
Yeah.
influencer right now because you're selling off these like rentals in
Like, what do I
Mexico.
gotta
Where
do?
were you?
Oh yeah, that was really funny. That was completely unintentional. No, that trip was not for free. We paid full price.
It was a
Um,
big house.
yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I, in terms of like who I'd want to work with, the dream for me would be comedians. Because I
Oh,
just want to like learn. I want to be in
yeah,
their orbit. I want to absorb anything they teach me.
yeah,
I have been lucky enough to message with Michelle Wolf a bunch because she's a big runner and
yeah,
a big fan of pro running.
yeah.
So we like joke about like doing something together, and I've sent her a few concepts over the years, but obviously she's very busy. But maybe one day it will work out. But yeah, I mean, I I just want to get better at everything that
Yeah.
I'm doing, whether it be writing or performing or hosting things.
Yeah.
At the game show that I did in Boston, I started it off with like 10 minutes of stand up, 15 minutes of stand up. And that's the first time I really took a stab at it.
Yeah.
And it was terrifying. And I think
I
it went
imagine.
pretty well.
Good.
And so, but like obviously so much room to improve. And so I'm taking a class. I just starting on Sunday, and it's 90 minutes every Sunday of stand-up class at a
That's
comedy
cool.
studio in Cambridge. So just kind of figuring out what, like, do I want to be a stand-up comedian? I don't think so. Like, I think that
Mhm.
requires you staying up past 8 p.m. On weekdays.
You're like, I'm out. You're like, I will do the 4 p.m. show and be home in
I'll do
bed
the
by
shows that no
7.
one else wants to do because no one's at. Like I'll do those. Uh, but
Do you know how
yeah,
many moms would sign up to go to that though?
a lot of
I'm
moms.
in. I'm
Yeah.
in. Home in bed by 9.
Totally. Yeah, I just I would love to keep hosting. I do, as like masochistic as it is, I do love being in front of a live audience. So I just think that stand-up classes can only make me better at that. So I'm like, okay, I'll absorb everything I can from that class. And yeah, I'm taking a writing class right now on just improving my storytelling. So anything that I can do in those different creative outlets, I just
Mhm.
want to absorb because I don't have any training in any of this. I know how to do a range of motion test on the shoulder capsule.
You know what though? When you said that you're doing a stand-up class, I've had a lot of colleagues in PT that have taken stand-up class and were recommended to do so because you have to be quick on your feet. You
Yeah,
have to be able to, when you explain back to somebody what's going on, you have to be able to pull that all together and tell the story. And so like, I think there's far more overlap than you
so much
realize. Like
overlap.
you're
Yeah,
allowed to be funnier than the rest of us are, but like you're probably funnier anyway than the rest of us. So, I mean, but I think there's so much to how we communicate as healthcare providers and like educate and things like that. You have to tell a story. You have to be able to, pull together somebody's story as well. So
definitely.
I don't think you're that far off base. You're just taking a little bit more fun way than the rest of us.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
That's super cool. So what's next for you? You've got Dolomites this summer. Any other kind of
Dolomites is the big one because I just need to like get past it. Luckily, I have no work travel until then, so I can kind
Mhm.
of just like do laundry. I don't know, like be one with the
Yeah.
family.
Yep.
But yeah, that's a big family trip, which is very exciting. And also, then Courtney DeWalter's coming up again. Hopefully, she's recovered. I don't know what happened in Cocodona,
Yeah,
but
no, I
like,
saw that. Yeah.
she's I think gonna run in
Okay.
Cortina at Lavaretto. In which case, we were gonna do a video together, but
Okay.
if
See
she
what
can't make
happens.
it,
Yeah.
whatever. And then the end of summer, I'm really trying to get to Eugene for nationals the
Oh,
end
awesome.
of July.
Mhm.
Track and field. Tokyo is the World Athletics Champs. Love to be there. I don't know if that will happen, but the
Mhm.
fall is like really kind of crazy in a great and also difficult way. It's
Yeah.
like total marathon season. I'm going to be in
Yep.
Boulder for Boulderthon. New York and Chicago, Toronto, possibly. So it's a lot of work travel,
That's
a lot
busy.
of time away from family. So it's
Yeah.
it's tough. So I'm just doing my best to honestly say no to things this summer, just so that I am present with them through August, and
Yeah.
minimal work travel, because I think once September hits, it's like
It's hard.
wheels are up. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, even, I mean, I feel like once you start to have kids in school and things like that, it picks up and they, you know,
Mhm.
they need you when they come home
Mhm.
because
I
crazy
know.
things happen and all of that. And so, yeah, I feel like fall, same thing in PT. We get a lot more conferences. People kind of get back in the swing of things, and it's
Yeah.
tricky to kind of figure out. But you know, being able to say no, like, hey, I've got to do this now because I'm got to step away later. Like,
Yeah. It's
that's
this
not the
constant
worst.
push and pull,
Mhm.
because I also 2025 looks real good. 2026, I might make $0. Like it's like it's
Yeah.
not a real trajectory, and it's
Right.
not guaranteed, and nothing
Right.
about my job. So I'm like, do I say yes to everything, make as much
Hmm.
money as I can, put it all away, and or do I,
Yeah.
say no and
Yeah.
like really invest in my family? So yeah, there's like a little bit of each. You just kind of have to, you know.
Have to
And so
figure it out.
what
Yeah.
usually ends up happening is I'm like, is it either going to make me a ton of money, or it's going to make me really happy? So I just kind of like, is that
Gee,
really
that's a
usually the really
really
fun stuff is like not paying you. And then the brands you don't really care to work for, you're like, I'll take that because that paycheck's looking real nice. So
You got to walk that line in the middle,
you
right?
gotta walk it. You gotta walk
Love
it.
it.
And so
I
yeah,
love
we'll
it.
see. I think the fall is gonna be really challenging, but also my goal is to be done after New York. So last year I kind of
Mm,
worked through December, but in
that's
terms of
long.
travel,
Yeah.
New York's the first weekend in November. I would love for that to be kind of like my last, like
Yeah.
really kind of September and October be nuts. And
Yep. And then
then
just crashes to the
settle for
holidays.
all the
Yeah.
holidays
Yeah.
and then whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll see though. We'll
All
see if I
right.
can say no to things and
Stay tuned, everybody, to see if Laura dies.
watch me completely crumble on the internet.
We'll see the level of niche go like super hyper.
That's when you know. That's going to be my warning sign to you. My
That
blinking twice.
Then I send the DM. This is, are you okay? Do
Yeah.
we need to send help? All right,
Yeah.
my friend. At the end of every episode, we ask a couple of questions. I don't know if you have time, but like, is there a book
Yeah.
you're reading or a podcast that you're listening to right now?
Oh yeah. I'm always reading something.
Okay.
Wait, what did I just finish? This is my problem with reading. I never know the author or the
Oh, I don't
title.
either. I'm like, I'm reading something. People ask me, and I'm like, I don't know, but
You know what I just read is Stoner. That book is from the 70s, but I just
Okay.
wanted to finally read it.
Okay.
One of the best books I've read in the last few months is James, which I'm sure
I
you've
just finished
seen.
that. I
Great
flew
read.
through that. That
Oh,
was
like
so
it's like a
good.
3-dayer. It's like
Yeah, no, super fast. I did not fall
yeah.
asleep either. Yes.
And then I usually do like a palate cleanse. I usually am
Okay.
reading 2 books at once. So one's
Okay.
usually a bit more serious and one's a romance palate cleanse. So right now I'm just reading like a very fluffy
Okay.
romance book that just kind of like doesn't make me think, and it's just nothing, so that's what
Yeah.
I'm working on right now.
Okay.
Podcasts, I just finished an old podcast actually called In Your Backyard. It's a true crime
Oh, you're into true
docu
crime. Okay.
about oh, what's her name, something Smart, not Elizabeth Smart, the other Smart that disappeared at Cal
Okay.
Poly in the 90s. Highly recommend. It was really good.
Okay.
And then I also listen to Giggly Squad sometimes. They kind of help me disassociate. And I like Armchair Anonymous,
Yes.
where the people call in.
Oh, I
Those
haven't listened to that one yet.
Those are the Friday ones where people
Okay.
call in and tell stories. Highly recommend. I just like a podcast for me need to be kind of either true crime or nothing to do with running, and they're just kind of like,
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. I haven't gotten into true crime yet, and I haven't gotten into dragon smut books yet. So I feel like that's like a next.
Good. They're both good.
I know. I don't. There's not enough hours in the day. Like I'll do like some professional sort of thing, and then I'll be
Dragon
like,
Smut is so funny. It is what it is, though. It's like,
Apparently, though, someone informed me that calling it that might actually be offensive, but I'm like, I don't, how is that offensive? Like, it's about dragons and
for
it's a
the
little
dragon.
smutty. So I don't know. Again, having not read it, this is me being ignorant about dragon smut.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know. Yeah. I'll read anything. I'll give anything a shot. But
okay.
I'm usually I'm a critical, like when it comes to like the New York Times bestseller list, like I'm usually the one who doesn't understand why half the books are on it.
Will you quit a book in the middle if it sucks?
No, and that's okay. That's my
Oh!
2025 my New Year's resolution, because I'm usually one of those people who just keeps going.
No.
And I know
you gotta call it.
It's life's too short and I need to move on. But like sometimes, especially if it has any type of crime in it, I'm like, I already know this ending, but I just need to finish it to make sure I know that I'm right. But yeah, I need to do that, because I've also learned about myself that I would prefer good writing, not as good of a plot. Whereas I think most people would rather a good plot, even if the writing's not very good.
I need good writing. I'm daughter of an English teacher. I need good writing or you're dead to me.
Because I'm like, I'm not a good writer. And so I appreciate it so much. I'm like, wow, like how you were able to even put that sentence together and choose all those words. I just think it's so cool. So, and then I think some of the books that have been very popular on Book Talk,
not so much.
I'm just like, these were okay plots and they were easy reads. And so people just like love them. And I read them and I'm like, gosh, this is so painful for me to get through. And I think it's insulting to just really talented writers who will just never get published because it's just like a popularity contest out there.
That's fair. I'll take that.
I got lots of opinions on writing.
We'll do a whole separate one.
I can't name an author.
I can't. If you hadn't said
I feel like you have you read All Fours? People are very hit or miss on this one.
All Fours.
It's about kind of perimenopause, but it's about like a midlife crisis scene.
No. Okay.
You need it's
Am I gonna hate it or love
demographic.
it?
Okay. I feel like you need to read it. There are some people who absolutely hated it.
Okay.
And then there's people like me who absolutely loved it.
Okay.
So I feel like that's a really good polarizing one. But I will stand by. I understand people who didn't like it, but I will stand by that it's excellent writing. And so that is like, I'm like, nope, you can't argue with me about that.
So all right. I will put that on my list. I'm in the middle of like, again, I don't know who the author is. It's like maybe Erin Moriarty. I don't know. I'm in the middle of one of those. And so like, I will, All Fours, you said?
All Fours.
Okay. I can remember that. That. Okay. Favorite activity since becoming the mom third time? What's so special this time around?
Oh, like with the kids?
No, it doesn't have to be.
My favorite activity, I mean, I really love lifting. I can't deny it. Like,
it great?
Makes me feel strong. It makes me feel good. I feel good for the rest of the day. I love that muscle shake. I love it all. Yeah.
Yeah. No, me too. I started after, I guess my youngest was 3 when I started, and I was like, because I had taken a class to learn about it. And then as soon as I took it, I was like, oh shit, I need to do this now. And that is one of the single most life-changing things. It feels so badass to be under a barbell. I'm just going to say that.
It feels great.
It just
feels great. Yeah. And I love how you can accomplish so much in like 30 minutes. I love.
Well, I'm still setting, like, I'm almost 49 and I'm still going up, and I've been at this, I guess it's closer to 10 years.
Right.
Now,
like I'm not going to set many more PRs on the roads.
Yeah. It feels right.
But I will be setting
I can do
PRs.
it under a barbell. Yeah. I can do that.
Totally.
All right. Last one here. What does it mean to you to be an active mom?
Oh, I think it's just leading by example. I mean, it's cool when like your kids drop little nuggets, like that classic thing of they're always paying attention. Like Julian is 4, and when they ask what your mom does for work, he says run.
That's adorable.
But it's like he knows what's important to me. He knows what I'm doing in the morning if I'm not there when he wakes up. He just knows that I'm running or dad's biking. And
I love that.
I think that's so important. And like the way that we bike around, that's how our method of getting around, it's like we bike everywhere, or they bike and I run, or
that's just normal. I love
it's
that.
just the norm. Like they don't think twice about it. And I just think that sets them up. So
I love that.
Hopefully that normalizes it for them, and they keep being active when they get older. I don't know.
I love that mom runs instead of mom makes crazy skits and dresses up all the time.
You have no idea about that.
Possibly could have been its choice.
Although I did kind of finally share with the 6-year-old that he thinks I write jokes in a notebook. So he thinks I write jokes in a notebook, which is not far off. And the other one thinks I run. So we put them together.
They're not far off. And then one day they're going to be like, Mom, can I write jokes in a notebook and run too? And then what do you say? You don't have to answer that now. You can do that
I'm
later.
like, yeah, sure. Just get your doctorate first.
That would be the expensive route. All right, Laura Green, it's been a pleasure as always catching up. So happy to see kind of this big transition. Thank you for entertaining us. Thank you for keeping it real. And thank you for just getting us excited about something. We need some joy these days, my friend.
Yeah, we really do.
Thank you for bringing the joy. If you want to find more about Laura and her skits, you can see her over on Instagram, Laura McGreen. Thanks, Laura, for joining us, and have so much fun in the Dolomites.
Thanks. I'm excited.
If you're navigating pregnancy, postpartum, or perimenopause, whether personally or professionally, check out all our free resources and upcoming courses at carriepagliano.com. This podcast reflects the opinions of Dr. Carrie Pagliano and her guests, and it is for entertainment purposes only and should not be considered medical advice. Always consult your healthcare provider with any medical questions. If you enjoyed the episode, please take a moment to leave us a 5-star review on your favorite podcast platform. And thanks for listening.